I just wanted to jump on and talk a little bit about the autumn leaves again. We've got a couple of things that we didn't talk about yet, and this is just such a great song to unpack. And it talks about, 2-5-1s in major, 2-5s in minor, and there's a lot of stuff going on here. But today we're going to focus on root notes and guide tones, and then we're going to remove the root notes, and just focus solely on comping with guide tones. Okay, we'll learn a little bit more along the way. But without further ado, let's go through the entire song. It's page number 36 in the fifth, the real book from the Berkeley book, and then Autumn Leaves, Johnny Mercer. You can listen to a version of it from Bill Evans on Portraits in Jazz, or Portrait in Jazz. Great record, great players. Let's take a look at, great musician. Let's take a look at A minor 7. Okay, root, and we're going to have a combination of every chord this pass through this whole song. We are going to have a combination of a root note, a 7, and some kind of 7 and 3. It could be a flatted 7 and a flatted 3 in this, such as in this case, the A minor 7. For the D minor, for the D7, we're going to have the root note, the 3, and the 7, flatted 7, and the G major 7 is root, flats, or major 7 and major 3. C major 7 is C, root note, 3 and 7. And then F sharp minor 7, flat 5 is root note, flat 7 and flat 3. And then B7 is going to be root note, 3 and then flat 7. And then E minor is going to be root note, and maybe the flatted 7 and flatted 3 would be more appropriate here. And then we repeat that, right? Then we're back to the top. D7 from the A minor 7 to the G7, G major 7, to the C major 7, to the F sharp minor 7, flat 5, to B7, and then to E minor, the second ending. Da da da, F sharp minor 7, flat 5, B7. We haven't come across anything new yet. So we're now in the B minor, in the B section, or A minor 7, D7, and then G7. So the large part of the B section rides on the parent major key, F sharp minor 7, flat 5, B7, and then E minor 7, E flat 7, D flat, or D7, D minor 7, D flat 7, and then C major 7. All of that chromatically approaches in a descending fashion to C major 7, B7, flat 9, obviously no flat 9 unless you throw it in there, but we're using root note and guide tones, and then E minor. So now let's say that there's a bass player hired on the job. I don't know about you, but I love it when I have people come into my life, bosses maybe, and just, others come in and just basically micromanage everything that I do and basically do my job for me. And I know that you and I both love that, but our bass player friend may not enjoy that. So what we're going to do for that situation is to omit the bass note, right? So we're going to take another pass through this whole chorus of the song, and we're going to do the 3s and the 7s, the guide tones. Guide tones are the things that get us from one chord to the next, and we have a goal from moving from one set of 3s and 7s to another set of 7s and 3s, or whatever the arrangement is. But we've got to get through the song, get those sorted, because that will help us and the listener sort of agree on the path that we're taking in music through the musical passage, whether it's stating melody or an improvisational attitude. Okay, so we're using the flatted 3, the flatted 7 and flatted 3 for the A minor 7 minus the root note, D7 minus the root note, and then G major 7 minus the root note, and then C major 7 minus the root note, F sharp minor 7 minus the root note, B7, and then E minor minus the root note. Here's a second pass through the A section. All right, B section, F sharp minor 7, B, and then E minor, and repeat to A minor 7, and then D minor 7 to G major minor to F sharp minor 7 flat 5 B7, and then yeah. So we've arrived at a place where we find the parent minor key, and then we you know, go back around from the top again. If you have any other WTF moments that you really want to drill down into, we can do that. And just leave it all caps, WTF, and 3 question marks in the comments below, and we will get to those things. I know that that's how I'll know you'd be serious. I can Command F, I can search for that, and then we can really have open discussion about the autumn leaves. Just so much to offer. So let's just keep this thing going. And until next time, I wish you well and happy picking.